Alright, I don't know how loud that is. Green light, right? Yep. Alright, let's load in the file first. Let this play out. Okay, so I need the main file. Alright. That'd be under like something like this. Program. Let's see. Where am I going? That is a 0, right? It's this one, right? No, it's lines. It's just something to get me going. Been a metalhead ever since I discovered it. Okay, I gotta figure out which one it is. Pretty sure I know which one it is, but actually I can figure that out pretty quickly. Hello, Michaela. Hello, Flare. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that to avoid insult to injury. Alright. Chapter 1, lines added. Okay, that is it then. I had a feeling that was it, but I couldn't tell. You kids and your devil music. Fudge, that's nothing compared to what I would listen to. Not on basis, I would say, when I'm in a certain mood. Yeah, I know who used to be the Commenter Dragon. I know that's who you are. I see you all the time on videos. Alright. Let's make sure this is the right one. Said, taking a seat again and pulling the notebook from his breast pocket.
Can you give me their names, Miss Blue? I'll see to it that it's...
Oops.
The room Flora sat in was cold and unwelcoming, consisting of only thick walls, a hard floor.
Hang on, guys. Yep. 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 That's the right one. Ha ha ha, Izzy, you're not, or AZ, you're not, Azzy, fucking hell. You're not gonna get me with that one, ha ha. I've seen too many videos to know for a fact what that leads to. Okay, we are doing the stuff today, the fun stuff. Do I need to... That one already has its stuff in it. I guess I could add it if I want to. It'd be a good idea to just add it because I'm gonna need it regardless for the export. So let's go. Not sample. I can put music on in the background because this step is not as drastic as the rest of it. Alright, let's see. What am I looking for? I am looking for the one file. That was the monologue. Where are you hiding? Right there. You guys are trying your hardest to get me with shit that I already know everything about. No, 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 no. Stop, stop, stop. Cancel. Or just make the file. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's see.
Together, we worked to keep each other strong and stable. We'd been through hell and had managed to escape, turning our lives around in hopes of a second chance. So, when I lost them and Mom, I lost myself in the crumbling of everything.
Thank you very much.
Above my own personal sea of dread.
Okay. Gotta get the spacing correct.
The room Flora sat
Needs way more space than that. Okay. So I need to get the sound effect that I'm going to be using here first. I've seen enough Twitch streamers to know what D's and ligma lead to. D's nuts, ligma balls. I know. You guys ain't gonna get me with those. Nice try. It's all good fun. It's alright. Alright, I need the clock. The one clock. The unmarked clock, as I like to call it, because this was the only sound effect in the background, unmarked, when Apple Bloom and what's-his-face, Kultstein would have their little meetups. Okay, so that is in a different file. That is under the USB drive. Right there. Didn't pull out the updog. Thank you for the donation. Alright, let's see, I need to go to... Yeah, last stream I was kinda... not snappy, but tired. I was just tired. So I wanted to give it a day off just to make sure that I didn't sound off, like, you know, give you guys the wrong idea. Because I hate to do that when I don't mean it, of course. Okay, get that. That is on 3, so I need to go to 3, give that a reverb. All the fun stuff. Do I want to put a music track here? Good question. Okay, we can use the default, but I think I'm going to use the one that's on everybody's voice. That one. Hello world, it's in my head. I miss my uncle. I better make sure I'm being careful here. Mika Hug. Okay, that's different. Alright, let's see. Oh, I need to adjust the volume, because this is a little noisy. If it'll let me. There it is. It just blends in so easily. Alright, so turn that down quite a little bit. Alright, now let's see what happens. I am gonna need to turn off the thing, the monitoring. Okay, so I need to figure out... Okay. Okay, where do you end? Right at the end. That'll work. That'll work. Let's see. Hello, Red Alerts games. Blah.
The room Flora sat in was cold and unwelcoming, consisting of only thick walls, a hard floor, and one lone table she was currently seated in. Her eyes were bloodshot and
That works.
swollen from the previous night and horrid discovery that she had found only 2 hours prior. Her screams of anguish and desperation having been loud enough to alert neighbors.
Okay, I gotta be careful here.
They had found Flora weeping on the floor, her mother's corpse immobile and pale on the couch and cold to the touch. It was a
I could put some music I could put a music track here. Like anything could work, honestly. Ow. Audio editing go burr, cuddle. Okay, that's Red Alert Game's real name. Beans? Okay, interesting.
It was a sight that had horrified the ponies who had come to her aid as much as it had Flora, following with a call to the Ponyville Police Department. Upon arrival, the house had been swarmed with police and barricaded with crime scene tape.
Oh yeah, I could put a music track here because I wanted to put another sound above or whatever, a sound within that would make it more realistic, I guess. It's kind of something I did with Day Zero. All right, so what music is good here? A lot, honestly. Okay, so where should it start?
Her eyes were bloodshot and swollen from the previous night and horrid discovery that she had found only 2 hours prior. Her screams of anguish and desperation having been loud enough to alert neighbors.
Dun, dun.
They had found Flora weeping on the floor.
Right there. Okay. What music do we want here? Shelter works fine, I guess. What about, what's that one? Oh man, I can't remember what it's called. Spooky music time. Not just yet. Not just yet. Alright. So, shelter or... Oh my god, what is the... Wind's Wreck. Wind's Wreck. I don't think that fits here, though. I would rather have shelter. Okay. Maybe adjust the pitch a little bit just to kind of give it a different sound. Let's see, go to 4, turn this down a lot. That one. Alright. Bring that in. Does it have a positive again? It does. Alright, so turn that to about right there, I'd say.
They had found Flora weeping on the floor, her mother's corpse immobile and pale on the couch and cold to the touch. It was a sight that had horrified the ponies who
Okay, I gotta turn that down quite a bit.
had come to her aid as much as it had Flora, following with a call to the Ponyville Police Department. Upon arrival, the house had been swarmed with police and barricaded with crime scene tape. Flora had refused to leave the premises, but was eventually taken out by force, allowing the officers to do the proper actions of investigating the crime scene for anything related to the cause of death to Lily Bloom. Due to her refusal to cooperate, Flora had been hoof-cuffed and locked in one of the cars. She hadn't been under arrest, just
Hold on.
locked in one of the cars. She hadn't been under arrest, just temporarily restrained to allow the police to do their job. Next to arrive had been the homicide unit, a stallion dressed in a black trench coat, making his way into the house with heavy focus and analyzation of every...
It's not the audio that's doing the little thingamajiggers. It's just, I don't know.
refusal to cooperate. Flora had been hoof-cuffed and locked in one of the cars.
Okay, where do I want that sound effect to come in? Good question. Let's see.
The officers to do the proper actions of investigating the barricaded with crime scene tape. Laura had, upon arrival, the house had been swarmed with police and barricaded with.
Okay, right there. We can start doing a fade in right there. All right, now I gotta find that sound effect again. Alternate universe, dude. Alternate universe. So things like cars and stuff like that all exist in this universe. This doesn't take place in the actual My Little Pony universe. Alright, that would be under my downloads. I mean, imagine it without one. Yeah. Technically, the Ponyville Police Department in the show is the Royal Guard. Already had my coffee this morning. Okay, that one. Who else is gonna bust flatters for smoking? Oh, God. You guys and your dirty minds. Well, then again, you listen to me, so... I guess it makes sense that you guys have that kind of mind. Guilty as charged. Alright. We need to go... I think I need to put a little bit of a fade in, if I remember correct. Hello? There we go. Alright, turn this down a lot, because this is a very high quality sound effect.
Police and barricaded with crime scene tape. Laura had refused to leave the premises, but was...
Okay. Yeah, very, very sharp sound effect. Not sharp, but high quality.
Police and barricaded with crime scene tape. Laura had refused to leave the premises, but was eventually taken out by force, allowing the officers to do the proper actions of investigating the crime scene for anything related to the cause of death to Lily Bloom. Due to her refusal to cooperate, Flora had been hoof-cuffed and locked in one of the cars. She hadn't been under arrest, just temporarily restrained.
Okay, some of those sound effects are really hard to get right. Well, first of all, I've got monitoring on.
Police and barricaded with crime scene tape. Laura had refused to leave the premises, but was eventually taken out by force, allowing the officers to do the proper actions of investigating the crime scene for anything related to the cause of death to Lily Bloom. Due to her refusal to cooperate, Flora had been hoof-cuffed and locked in one of the cars. She hadn't been under arrest, just temporarily restrained to allow the police to do their job. Next to arrive had been the homicide unit, a stallion dressed in a black trench coat, making his way into the house with heavy focus and analyzation of every area outside of the residence. He did the usual protocol upon entering the horrid scene, eyeing Lily's body and everything around the area for any solution to the cause of her death, but the only possible thing he could find in relation to anything to do with the crime scene was the empty wine bottle on the carpet floor. No blood, weapon, or sign of forced entry. From that, he had concluded his analysis, allowing the coroner to lead the body from the house to the Canterlot morgue. However, that wasn't all he planned to do. Having exited the house, walked over to the car Flora had sat in, and opened the door to speak with her.
I'm Detective Bob.
What the hell? What's going on here?
Lead the body from the house to the Canterlot morgue.
Uh-oh.
However, that wasn't all he planned to do. Having exited the house, walked over to the car Flora had sat in, and opened the door to speak with her.
I'm Detective Blackhorn, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to come down to the station. You're not under arrest.
Okay. I think I see what might have happened here. Hopefully, that's not a problem.
Having exited the house, walked over to the car Flora had sat in, and opened the door to speak with her.
I'm Detective Black.
Okay, good day, Miss Bloom. Okay.
And opened the door to speak with her.
Open the door to speak with her.
And opened the door.
Okay, so I've just got to fix this little issue. It's not that big of a deal. It's annoying, but oh well. It's nothing I've not dealt with in my freaking time. Okay, but first things first, I gotta get it to where I can actually cut in the right spot. Alright, Azzy. It's alright. Alright, let's see. We need... I don't know how this shit happens, but...
And open the door to speak with her.
And open the door to speak with her. So, I need good day, Miss Bloom. And I need, this part. Okay. So... I can open those in Audacity and cut it. Just to save me time and space. Jesus Christ, the wind is not happy today. I don't understand why, but it's being a bit of a butt. Alright. Let's fix this real quick. This isn't that big of a deal. Hopefully it's not a persistent matter, but sometimes this stuff does happen. I think what happened was when I was adding in the lines, I might have pushed a line back, or like a part back a little too far, and it would have caused an overlay. No big deal. Okay, so I need Blackhorn's lines. Let's see. What I need first is the narration file. So I need to import audio. I failed miserably at learning Audacity. It takes a minute to learn it. It's a little tricky. It's tricky to learn. Alright, I need to go to where it is, and that would be here, right? Yeah. RTBAA. Let's see, we need lines no effect. I need the original right there. Did I add an effect to this one? I don't think so. I do think that there's a bit of an EQ on his voice, though, because I had to adjust it a little bit. Alright. So, I need Blackhorn's main line.
Good day, Miss Bloom. I'm Detective Blackhorn, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to come down to the station. You're not under arrest.
Alright, that's what I need. Good day, Miss Bloom. Is it just that part? Just good day, Miss Bloom? Maybe if it'll let me. Come on, computer. Don't fuck with me now. Alright, let me see here.
And open the door to speak with her. And open the door to speak with her.
Yep, just good day, Miss Bloom. And I need to get that part of the narration out of my files. So I need to go. So I need good day, Miss Bloom. Today.
Good day, Miss Bloom.
Right there. Okay, I need to zoom in a little bit. Alright, grab that. Alright, file. Export as MP3. No, export selected. Audio. There we go. Blackhorn. Can I please spell? Oh my god. I swear I took a class to learn how to type. Blackhorn missing line. We'll just call it that. Yep. It's not gonna save wave, is it? Okay, yeah, that's done. Okay, now I need to import my narration and get that line. Import audio. There's a certain level of chaos when saying crazy stuff while using a character's voice. Just use it to record shit posting for voicing, recording for auditions and such. You're terrified of going too deep into Audacity. Why? Okay, what am I looking for? Narration. Narration raw. Just make sure. almost clean. Okay, it's not that far down. Complicated stuff. Not really. It just takes a little bit of exploring. That's really all it takes. Toying with it and all that stuff. Okay, where's the clean part? Unless I'm missing something. Am I not seeing something? Clean, raw. Is it clear down here? Maybe it is, I don't know. Full EQ. That's part 2. Is that it? That's gotta be it. What I'm doing is just importing a file. The main tools that I use in this are simple to get used to. Because you have your default set. Okay. So I need to go to where Blackhorn's first line is, which I think is right there because I can tell by the wavelength.
Blackhorn line?
Yepers. Alright, this is it.
And open the door to speak with her.
Okay. Which line are we going to here?
And open the door to speak with her.
Yep. Okay, so I need to get rid of that. And then maybe if it'll let me go back here, get this. Jesus Christ. Someone freaking pissed off Mother Nature or something. Selected audio. Narration. Line. No. I have to push it. I have to name it the other way around. Missing narration line of RTBAA 2. Alright. Sometimes these setbacks just happen and you just have to go with it. Okay. I'll keep that open just to be absolutely sure. Okay, now we just need to add those. 6, 6, 6, 6. Or I could just put that on 1. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on 1. That way it saves space. Okay. Nope, not there. Okay, let's do narration first. Oh, it's not narration, it's missing. Right there. Okay. Put that in there first. Let's get the spacing correct.
That in. And open the door to that in. And open the door to speak with her. That in. And open the door to speak with her.
Perfect. Alright. Now I need to add in Blackhorn. Probably gonna have to add an EQ to it, so I'm gonna have to put this on a different line. Alright, audio clip. Oh, no, I need to put it on 6. Yep. Excuse me. Alright, Blackhorn. There it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, it's Tsukashima from my alt. Hello. I'm glad I do not have to say that because I think that could you know, get me flagged by YouTube. Alright. Now you get us in the right spot. I need to EQ this. Okay. If I remember correct, it was a pretty simple EQ. Has to sound somewhat similar. I don't believe there was any, like, reverb or anything on it. Because there wouldn't be reverb in that situation, would there be? Okay, it was like this, like they were all just brought down a little ways.
That in, and opened the door to speak with her.
Hang on, I don't think it's even on the line, is it? No, it is.
That in, and opened the door to speak with her.
Good day, Miss Floyd. I'm Detective Black.
That sounds pretty on point, I'd say.
That in, and opened the door to speak with her.
Good day, Miss Floyd. I'm Detective Blackhorn.
Okay, that has to be closer.
Good day, Miss Floyd. I'm Detective Blackhorn, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to come down to the station. You're not under arrest. I'd just like to ask you a few questions regarding the situation.
Okay. Now I need to get back to where I was. Okay, so crisis averted, thank God. Excuse me.
That wasn't all he planned to do. Having exited the house, walked over to the car Flora had sat in, and opened the door to speak with her.
Good day, Miss Floyd. I'm Detective Blackhorn, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to come down to the station. You're not under arrest. I'd just like to ask you a few questions regarding the situation.
Flora had just lifted her head to meet Blackhorn's gaze, knowing it had been best to just comply. She had seen enough crime shows to know that refusal to comply only makes you look even more suspicious than you seemed prior, so she had just responded with a light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
Okay. Music a little too noisy, so that's on 1, 2, that'd be on 4, right? Yep. Alright, so lower the volume on 4 again. It's just a slow process of paying attention. It's reminding me a lot of mixing for Day Zero all over again.
That wasn't all he planned to do. Having exited the house, walked over to the car Flora had sat in, and opened the door to speak with her.
Good day, Miss Floyd. I'm Detective Blackhorn, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to come down to the station. You're not under arrest. I'd just like to ask you a few questions regarding the situation.
Flora had just lifted her head to meet Blackhorn's gaze, knowing it had been best to just comply.
Oops.
She had seen enough crime shows to know that refusal to comply only makes you look even more suspicious than you seemed prior, so she had just responded with a light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
After a short ride,
Okay. Push that out a little bit.
with a light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
That'll work.
After a short ride, Laura had been escorted
Okay, so that means we need to start fading out the crime scene stuff.
with a light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
After a short ride, Laura had been escorted to where she currently sits in a blank state, with a light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
After a short ride, Laura had been escorted to where she currently sits in a blank state. Between losing her friends to that psychotic mayor
There we go. That might work just fine.
A light nod.
Thank you for your cooperation. Sit tight. We'll be leaving shortly.
After a short ride, Laura had been escorted to where she currently sits in a blank state. Between losing her friends to that psychotic mayor and her mother dying out of nowhere, she felt as if all of the light in her life had burned out, and now she was just trapped in a labyrinth with no way out or light to lead her. She felt empty, lifeless. Upon the sound of the door across the room opened, the sound of the door across the room opened. The sound of the door across the sound of the door across.
Maybe on door? Okay, now comes the fun part. Sound effect time. Right. What would... It just sounds normal, doesn't it? Like, there's no specific, like, sounds to, like an interrogation room door. It sounds heavy, but that's about it. Ah. Oh, so that's you. Oh yeah, that is Glazer. That is Gazer. Not Glazer. Gazer. What's funny, Red Alert, my friend actually makes a pony version that's a parody of Law and Order. She makes like a thing. Alright. So what are we gonna do for the door? Good question. That's a real good question, my friends. Hello? Thank you. Okay, so... Doors. It wouldn't be like the squeaky one. It would be like... let me see. Let me just kind of look. Heavy. Horror door sound effect. What the hell does that sound like? What does that sound like? Yeah, good question. Okay. Before I do jack shit, I'm gonna turn that down because I don't know how loud this file is.
Across the room open.
Oh, hang on.
Her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective.
No. That's more like for a castle or something. I know I've got something in here for it, but I might just have to go with my usual. Which I know you guys don't really give a shit, but I do. That's the problem. Yeah, sorry for the little mishap with your name.
Upon the sound of the...
So about right there.
The door across the room opening.
See, I just don't like the squeak. I mean, I know you guys don't really give a fuck, but I do. Oh wait, where did I put that? What track is that on? 7. Wait, is there something already on 7? No. So, oh, I know why it's down. I know why it's down. Because it was the other one. So right there.
The door across the room opening. She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright.
Okay. So what I need to do first is a limiter. Let's see, we need to go like that.
The door across the room opening. She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild. The door across the room opening. She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn.
Okay, that works. It's a little noisy, but we'll get to that in just a second. So now I need to do reverb. Do the... Yep. That one. And bring this down.
The door across the room opening. She shifted her...
I need to... First... I need to move this down. Yep, like that.
The door across the room opening. She shifted her gaze and...
Why does it sound like I can't hear anything? It could just be these sound effects on top of each other. Also could be the limiter as well. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh.
The room opening. She shifted...
Yeah, it sounds like I can't hear jack shit.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze...
Door open, close sound effect. What track is that on? Should be on 7. I swear.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze...
Okay, why are we being an ass?
The room opening. She shifted... The room opening. She shifted...
Hang on. Wait, let me turn the limiter off.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze...
Ah. It could be the limiter. Try getting that down a little bit more.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild...
Okay, apparently I gotta add some more reverb to that because it's being an ass.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze and...
Delimiter. Okay, then what comes first? Maybe this does go up first.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze...
There we go. That's more like it.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze and...
But that's a little too strong for my liking.
The room opening. She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn, closing the door behind him and taking a seat across from Flora. The room opened.
I mean, that's gonna have to do it. Okay, so now I need another sound effect. The one I hate the most, and that's the hooves. Alright, so we need a walking sound. Example. That would be under here. And that would be... Oh god, which one is it? It's... Good God Almighty. This one? Yep, that's it. Okay, so I can put these back on. So door opens. Guy comes in. So right there. Or so. Oh my god, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot of fucking sounds. Okay. Now, for this track, I'm gonna have to do some stuff. So first the limiter, because I do not like how this sounds on basis. Let's do something like this. And then reverb.
She shifted her gaze.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn, closing the door behind him and taking a seat.
Guess who's back? Back again. As he's back, tell a friend. Alright. Let's see. I need to close. Fucking hell. Alright. Get rid of all this. Let's see if this might work.
The door across the room opening, she shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn.
Through the door. That seems to signify the action of, like, walking. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just pull this out.
The door across the room opening, she shifted her gaze and jumped in mild fright. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn. Through the door came Detective Blackhorn, closing the door behind him.
Closing the door behind him, so about right there, I'd say.
Through the door came Detective Blackhorn, closing the door behind him and taking a seat.
Okay, that's a little closer than
Through
that.
the door came Detective Blackhorn, closing the door behind him and taking a seat across from Flora. She felt as if she were in one of...
Okay, so I need a specific sound effect. Like a vroom, like pulling out a chair. And I don't think I've got that.
Closing the door behind him and taking a seat across from Flora. She felt as if she were in one of those cheesy crime dramas being interrogated. And upon Blackhorn laying his hook...
Wow, that is actually really on point. I like that. Okay, so I need like a chair, like scooting sound effect. Okay, chair. Pulled out sound effect. I drew the chairs bolted to the floor. Oh. Oh, cool. You saved me. You saved me. Sweet. Sweet. I will definitely appreciate that one. Good thing I looked over in time.
Closing the door behind him and taking a seat across from Flora. She felt as if she were in one of those cheesy crime dramas being interrogated. And upon Blackhorn laying his hooves upon the tabletop, it was practically exact. All that was missing was...
Oh, clock, clock, clock. I'm like, something's missing. What's missing?
Closing the door behind him and taking a seat across from Flora. She felt as if she were in one of those cheesy crime dramas being interrogated. And upon Blackhorn laying his hooves upon the tabletop, it was practically exact. All that was missing was an ashtray and a ton of folders with documentation of the victim. She was just waiting for him to pull out a cigarette, but he never did, and instead began to address the reason he had brought her here.
First,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hopefully we don't have this issue too much. Otherwise that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's definitely how that little oopsie happened.
Here.
first,
Nope. A little further forward.
Here.
first, I'm very sorry for your loss, Miss Flynn. It truly must have been quite a shock finding your mother deceased, but that's why I'm here.
Flora didn't say anything, only nodded her head in response.
Alright, so, let me ask the first question. Do you know any pony that would want to hurt your mother? An ex-boyfriend? Co-worker? Friend?
Flora shook her head instantly. Lily wasn't one to make enemies, nor did she really have any friends who had a gripe with her. Blackhorn nodded, pulling out a mini notebook and pen from his left chest pocket and scribbling some notes into the first blank script.
Okay, I have to make that sound. Do I have that noise? I think I do. Pen scribbling? Hator got badges, find the English YouTuber. What the fuck? I'm drawing the opening picture. The opening... Wait, who has the opening part? I don't think it's you. The one where she's talking to herself. The opening scene would be the one where this happens. Or that... The monologue would be the first scene. The second scene would be this one. That's still amazing. No, you have more guts than I do. Red, 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 red. Okay. 1A Flora. So that would be... Yeah, I think that's her. Talking to herself. So that would essentially just be her in her cell talking to herself. Alright.
Scribbling some notes.
Oh, scribbling. Yeah, that's right. There's ghosts in the sun. Making sure I'm not the only one. Alright. Or, I'm not the evil one. Blah. I don't know if... Where did I first have, like, a pen writing sound effect? Oof. I have no idea. I can think of a few where that would have been a thing, but I don't think they'd be under this. Like, you can't kill the me and you, that's one of them. Where are you? There you are. Alright. Let me just try. Paper crumpling. Nope. Is that under this? It is. Quill, pen writing, same thing. A little too, you know, a little too sharp, but whatever. It's just supposed to get the idea. Alright.
Scribbling some notes into the first blank page steadily.
Alright.
Alright.
Scribbling some notes into the first blank page steadily.
Alright.
Okay. Bye.
Page steadily.
So, what, like that? About that much? How loud is that?
And scribbling some notes into the first blank page steadily.
Alright.
A little too noisy. So let's turn that down quite a bit. 9 is the right one, right? Yes.
And scribbling some notes into the first blank page steadily.
Alright. Question 2. Where were you between midnight and 5 a.m. this morning, Miss Blue? I know the answer is pretty obvious.
Okay, hang on. Let me get a reverb on that. Just a mild one. Something like this.
And scribbling some notes into the first blank page steadily.
Alright.
That'll work.
Question 2. Where were you between midnight and 5 a.m. this morning, Miss Blue? I know the answer is pretty obvious, but I'm required to ask these things for confirmation.
Flora took a moment to answer, her mind still stained with all of the horror of last night and that morning.
Okay.
Her mind echoed the screams of her friends in their final moments, the laughter of that sadistic mare, and Henry's dying wish. But she found her answer through all the traumatic imagery and sound.
I was out.
Hang on, how far is that?
Imagery and sound.
I was
I think that's a little too close for my liking. Drive safe. Just a little bit.
Imagery and sound.
I was out at the festival.
Her voice came out as a trembling whisper, but upon Blackhorn's script,
Festival.
her voice came out.
Alright, so I need to bring that back a little bit.
Festival.
Her voice came out as a trembling whisper, but upon Blackhorn scribbling furthermore in his notebook,
Scribbling. Okay.
but upon Blackhorn scrib
So, like, right here. Okay. Get that one. Unfortunately, driving as well. No, you're not too late. We're just getting started. This probably won't take me that long, if I'm being honest.
scribbling furthermore in his notebook. It was clear he had heard her.
Very good. Question 3. Were you with any pony at
Scribbling furthermore in his notebook. It was clear he had heard her.
Very good. Question 3. Were you with any pony at the fair?
Her.
Very good. Question 3.
A little too close. Yeah, I had to have screwed something up yesterday. I think I pushed something back that wasn't supposed to be pushed back. Oh well, it is what it is.
Her.
Very good.
Much better.
Question 3. Were you with any pony at the festival?
Again, Laura hesitated, but after a minute, she found her answer.
My friend, Henry Quickwit.
The screams echoed again. Blackhorn scribbling more notes down. Blackhorn's
Okay. Scribbling. Like, there's not much to this chapter. This is like a very simple chapter, like cause and effect kind of thing.
Blackhorn scribbling more notes down.
So it shouldn't take that long.
Okay. Question 4. What time did you...
Blackhorn scribbling more notes down.
Okay. Question 4. What time did you leave the festival with your friend?
Flora paused. She had to be careful here, because she could easily be caught in a lie. She couldn't tell the truth, nor could she say she hung out at Henry's house for a while. His parents would have seen her arrive and stay. The near entirety of Ponyville was out last night, so many eyes would have seen her at the festival, as much as leave it. She thought about the way she left to go to the Foundation, and assumed she could say that she went to meet up with a friend or something for a better view of the blood moon. The road to the Foundation is across the bridge and to the left, so she could say she went to meet a friend out that way, seeing there is an actual open field with a good view of the night sky just across the bridge. It was her best resort, so she went with it.
Yeah, something happened because he's got pushed back a little too far. It's okay. Not my first rodeo.
She went with it.
I went outside of town across the bridge to meet with my friends. We wanted a better view of the blood moon. So we went out that way.
Yeah, like scribbling. Ooh, that might have to be pulled back a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely. That was real bad.
More scribbling followed, along with Blackhorn's stickbook. More scribbling followed.
More scribbling followed. Okay, let me get this in the right spot first. Okay. That. Come on. Right there.
More script.
So what, right there?
More scribbling followed, along with Blackhorn sticking his notebook into one of his many coat pockets.
Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Blake. You've been a great help.
He said calmly, standing up from his seat.
Standing up from his seat.
But there still lies the fact that you're without a guardian and are not of adult age. Therefore, by law, we cannot just let you go until we are certain that you have an adult guardian caring for you. Not to mention your home is currently a crime scene, so you cannot go home just yet.
Then, where do I go?
Do you have any family that can provide for you, Miss Blue? A grandparent? Uncle? Aunts?
Flora paused. The last time she'd ever seen one of her relatives was before she had moved to Ponyville and was...
Aunts?
Flora paused. The last time she'd ever seen one of her relatives was before she had moved to Ponyville and was old enough to remember. And her mother had never mentioned anything to do with her grandparents, so she had no idea. She just decided to lie.
None that I am aware of.
I see.
Lie.
None that I am aware of.
I see. Well, then, do you have any trusted friends who could temporarily care and watch over you?
Sparks instantly burst in Flora's head, her only friends having met their grisly demise the night prior. Tears instantly started to soak her tear ducts. But given her situation, she fought them back and brainstormed some fake story up in her head. She couldn't say she didn't have any friends due to her statement of being with Henry the previous night, so she came up with a not too untrue answer.
No, sir. Because my friends have been missing since during the flood.
I think when it gets to Sparks, like right.
Fire. Tears instantly start.
Okay, when it gets to Sparks.
Sparks in.
Right there. I feel like some sad music should play here.
Over you.
Sparks instantly burst in Flora's head. Her head.
In your head. Sorry. Okay. Sad music. Sad music. God. Out of my forte. Okay, 10 tracks. Not too shabby. There's not much to this chapter, that's why. When we get to the later chapters, whoo! Yeah, when she was basically put in a position where she had no choice but to, you know, say it or, you know, lose someone. She basically turned the tables on him and tried to pin him as the bad guy when I was I was there for everything. And I know that she was lying through her teeth. She was just trying to make him feel like a piece of shit. because, well, it's her way of basically saying fuck you. Alright, what am I looking for? I am looking for a sad track. Fuck. Moonlight Sonata. Fuck. Hell. Oops. What does Ripley sound like again? That's what Ripley sounds like.
Head. Her only friends having met their grisly demise the night prior.
That works. That works.
Over you.
Sparks instantly burst in Flora's head.
Okay, bring that back just a little bit more. I think I'm gonna play with the tone just a little bit.
Sparks instantly burst in Flora's head. Her only friends having met their grisly demise the night prior. Tears instantly started to soak her tear ducts. But given her situation, she fought them back and brainstormed some fake story up in her head. She couldn't say she didn't have any friends due to her statement of being with Henry the previous night. So she came up with a not too untrue answer.
No, sir. Because my friends have been missing since during the blood moon last night.
Blackhorn's eyes widened. Even he wasn't expecting that answer.
What do you mean, Miss Blue?
We all were watching the blood moon last night, and after it was over, we all were planning to do some last minute trick-or-treating. However, after the event was over, all three of them were gone. I spent all night looking for them within the area and had no luck. So I was going home to call the police to report.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take those whistles out.
That's when I found my mother.
Blackhorn cleared his throat, regaining his calm composure. This case of murder had now become a missing case as well, and he was nowhere prepared to find 3 more potentially dead ponies.
I see I've underestimated the severity of this.
He said, taking a seat again and pulling the notebook from his breast pocket.
Can you give me their names, Miss Blue? I'll see to it that a party will be formed to search for them.
Sure. Trevor Trotsman, Henry Quickwood, and Sarah Darkmist.
With a click of the pen and new scribbles on the blank paper canvas. New scribbles,
okay. Ah, fuck it. If I just do the, yeah, if I just do this, it's fine. Something like that. Jesus.
New scribbles on the blank paper canvas Blackhorn finished the session, slipping the notebook back into its home of cloth and cotton, and turning to the new scribbles on the blank paper canvas. Blackhorn finished the session, slipping the notebook back into its home of cloth and cotton, and turning to the door.
Concluded the session.
Slipping the notebook back into its home of cloth and cotton, and turn.
Okay, seeing I forgot to...
Cotton, and turning to the door.
Thank you again for your cooperation.
Blackhorn finished the session, slipping the notebook back into its home of cloth and cotton, and turning to the door.
Thank you again for your cooperation, Miss Clay. For now, just stay put. My fellow colleagues will arrange something for you shortly, given you're probably hungry.
What about my temporary...
We'll arrange something until the crime scene is cleared. My fellow friend, Officer Darkwood, will be just outside the door if you need anything. Just don't be afraid to ask.
Flora nodded, to which Blackhorn took as a sign for him to depart, walking to the door and exiting the room.
Walking to the door. Oh my god. Oh, turning to the door. I see. I'm dumb. I forgot. He's still in his chair.
Walking to the door and exiting the room. Once.
Okay, open the door.
Walking to the door and exiting the room. Once Flora knew she was safe, she didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break.
Alright. Get that. You get that just a teensy bit closer.
Walking to the door and exiting the room. Once Flora knew she was safe, she didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break.
Nope, still needs to be a little bit closer. Really? Still needs to be a little closer.
Walking to the door and exiting the room. Once Flora knew she was safe, she didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears. Walking to the door and exiting the room. Once Flora knew she was safe, she didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break.
Okay, so like right here. Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, so now I need Lotus's lines again. I need to go to the bathroom. It's okay. Okay, crying. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Alright, I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom real quick. Okay, much better. Okay. So that is under music, right? Yeah. Okay, my sound folder. That would be Blackhorn. Flora Clean Part 1. Jesus, criminy. Is that it? The wind's raging over here. Not sure what we did to piss Mother Nature off, but Jesus Christ. Let's see if I screwed it up again. Nope. Okay, this is the right one. Okay, I know where the crime lines are. They're like right here, correct? Okay, there's the cry. Which one? Where's it start? Right there. Alright. Stop that. Okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, guys. Oh shit. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Okay, I need to bring this over here more. Okay. Now this is going to be tricky. This is the ones, right? The ones for chapter 2.
Her friends being tortured.
Oh shit.
And much more macabre.
Yuppers. That's the one. Okay. Just cut those for now. Alright, so it's almost instantaneously.
Hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried.
Alright, so this is gonna be a little tricky. What I need to do is I need to cut this down a little bit. Yes, I have done this before, so it's not like I've never done this before. Had to do it with the saw one time. Okay. Grab that. Delete. Oh, never mind. Let's just see where that goes.
Knew she was safe. She didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However...
Alright, so cries are very, very tricky. I've worked with them before, but dear God, are they tricky. Okay, so basically what these do, or basically what cries, screams, stuff like that is, unless there's like a pause in between, is they are like an underlayer. So you have to make them to where they blend, are hearable, and are not too loud to where they overtake the narration. It's a tricky process. Very tricky. So, oh, I don't have to do that yet. So, first things first, we're going to get the line, or not the line, the line, and we're going to turn it down quite a ways. And we're going to probably give it a little bit of a reverb. So, something like that. Let's just see where we can get here.
Knew she was of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any...
Still needs to be lower than that. I'm probably gonna have to EQ this. It's no big deal. Nothing new in my job.
of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber. Reliving her friend's final moments, what may have happened to her.
See what I mean? It's tricky. It's a very tricky process. Okay. I'm gonna have to EQ it. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna have to take those highs and lower them a lot, because that's kind of the issue. Cries, screams, they're always tricky. Always. Like the one, I'm not proud of that scream I did for Trevor in part 1, because I can do so much better than that, but it's so fucking tricky to get screams right. Not to sound realistic, it's just not peaking the microphone. That's the tricky part. Like, how do you scream and not peak a microphone? That's the tricky part.
Tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber. Reliving her friend's final moments, what may have happened to her if she had been caught by that twisted mare, her friends being tortured gruesomely, and much more macabre nightmares that she feared won't be.
When she goes like that stuff, like that's where it gets tricky. So
Tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber. Reliving her friend's final moments.
Hey, Thomas.
What may have happened to her if she had been caught by that twisted mare, her friends being tortured gruesomely, and much more macabre nightmares that she feared won't be just a night.
Okay, she stopped herself. I think that's where she has to stop crying. So let's get that correct first. Okay, I can see where it immediately gets louder. It's right there.
She stopped herself, fearing what may await her.
Right there. Okay, so that's actually easier on me. Much easier on me. So I can just cut right about there. Okay.
She stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber. Reliving her friend's final moments, what may have happened.
We're almost done, actually. I did do your lines. They came out okay. For some reason, it just didn't blend how I wanted to, but it'll suffice. It'll work. I don't know. Don't worry. It's not that big of a deal. We can still understand you. You can ask the chat that we can still understand you. You still are Blackhorn. It's just sometimes when you're... Yeah, Detective Blackhorn. Okay. So I gotta get this correct.
Tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any...
Okay, at the beginning there's a plosive. So maybe I can take that out. Can I cheat here? It's like if you've ever seen a Lyra song. A Lyra song at the end when she yells for... When Bonbon yells for what's-her-face to come back. That was peaked. So I had to work around that hard to get it correct.
Tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself
I think it can use more, reverb, honestly.
of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber.
Okay. I think there's one last thing I want to try with that. No, not that. Ah, not that. Pitch. Up the pitch just a little bit.
Tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber. Reliving her friend's final moments, what may have happened to her if she had been caught by that twisted mare, her friends being tortured gruesomely,
That'll work.
and much more macabre nightmares that she feared won't be just a nightmare, but actually real. Just thinking about it made her skin crawl, so instead, she just tried to think of memories that she cherished. The moments in her short life that had rebuilt her after the horrors that Darwin Flair had caused her, and had shattered her already fragile psyche.
Ah, shit. Stop. Okay, so the end of that.
Already fragile psyche.
See if that might work.
Psyche.
Too fast. Hold that out just a little bit.
Psyche.
That'll work. Okay, cut all that. So around 21 minutes. It's not too bad. So
Psyche.
Please wake up! Don't leave me alone! It felt like I'd never left bittersweet apple hell.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the entrance.
That everything that had kept a smile on my face and my life as bright as the sun had left me alone and lost. Reality became a blur and my screams of a hopeless and inevitable conclusion. And from that moment onward, the old floor, I lost myself in the crumbling of everything that had kept me above my own personal sea of dread.
Oh, oops. I see one thing I forgot to redo. Or not redo, but you know what I mean. And that's the clock. So I need to do that real quick. See if that might work. It wasn't your acting, Thomas. It was just the sound. For some reason, it came out kind of weird. But it's not your fault. Okay, let's see. So I needed to fade out around the same time frame of this one below. About right there. Something like that. See if that might work. Oop.
Her already fragile psyche.
Need to get them more on point. Alright. Let's see. Where is the ending? Right there. So I need to get this thing to cooperate. That's what I need. And bring this out to here. More like it. That's more like it. Okay. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for chapter 1. So we're around about 22 minutes. Almost right on the dot. We are almost right on the dot of 22 minutes. Oh my god. I don't intend this shit. Okay, actually before I export, I want to look one more time at the crying just to see if there's anything I need to toy with.
As a sign for him to depart, walking to the door and exiting the room. Once Flora knew she was safe, she didn't hesitate and allowed her dam of tears to break. She buried her face in her arms to suppress any sound she made, and just cried freely, eventually exhausting herself into a near slumber. However, she stopped herself, fearing what may await her in slumber.
Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, export as an MP3 file. Okay, I need RTBAA2 chapter 1 full mix. It's not a very long chapter, so I wasn't surprised. Yep, that was Blackhorn. I just learned eminent domain means the government can go, hey, this looks like a cool place for a park and take your land without your permission. Interesting. Also, red alerts, she has some pretty big trauma, so she can't just simply get over it. For one, all of her friends died in one night, very gruesome deaths, so she basically lost everything that kept her afloat. And her, I can't say the word, but she was raped, yeah, as a child by her father. So, yeah, she has some pretty big trauma. Her father is a piece of shit. That's what chapter 2 revolves around. It's like I said, this story is not light in any description whatsoever. It is very dark, it is very disturbing, it is very, very not for kids. Hence why I am clear on kids not being in this project. Like, Flora's friends were the ones that kept her stable. So when she lost them, well, she became unstable again. So she is unstable and she is very, very fucked up in the head. Speaking of projects, I actually need to find something for not this month, but next month. I've kind of been lazy, I won't lie. Azzy, you were the one who had the problem in the server last night, right? That was you, correct? That was her, right? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. And don't worry about it. Life has... There's shit in life, and you gotta take time to get over it. Like I said, I'm a nice guy. And I understand that you have things like sickness, grief, shit like that. You know, things that you need time to get over. I know it is. It's very behind. The issue with fanfiction right now is it's just so, like, lacking in any, like, good shit right now. And I know why. It's just because Pony is not as, you know, popular as it used to be. You can't deny that. You just can't deny that. Okay, what did you say? Okay, what a weird comment. Ouch. Let's see. Not comedy, you piece of garbage. There we go. Like, I just need to take a day and I need to either browse or just, yeah, figure out what I'm going to do for the Genshin fic. I need to write one more chapter before I can release another part. Listen, we're not in any rush for this. We're not in any rush. So if you need like a week or whatever to get you know, back to motivation, then take it. Like I said, I'm a nice guy. I understand. It's like me with writer's block. You can't force someone to write if they have writer's block. They need time in order to find some inspiration or time to figure out an idea to get the fuck over it. Oh. Well, that applies to that too. But yeah, grief is something that you need time to get over. So, if you need like a week or whatever, you can still keep the parts. But if you need time, we're not in any rush. So, it's fine. Alright, so I need to upload that to my thingamajigger, my drive. Really, come on. If you ever have any anything like that, just tell me. Just talk to me. You can message me personally or you can tag me. Just let me know. That's the one problem with people in the past, is that they've had issues and instead of telling me, they just ignore me and go dead silent about it. And I'm like, you're just anchoring the project, not telling me this shit. If you tell me, then I can get this resolved. So I appreciate you not being like that. You know, that is just the most irritating thing, when people have an issue and they don't tell me so I can get it resolved. Pisses me off. So I'm finishing up and want to be sure I don't mess deadlines up. Yeah, we're not in any rush. No rush whatsoever. Unlike last year where I was rushing to get part 1 put together, yeah, I have a lot more time this year. I have plenty of time. Okay, I need to... Yeah, nah, what? I guess that's a mistype. I don't know. Excuse me. Like, trust me, I'm a good person to talk to. I will listen and I will give you the best advice that I possibly can. I listen. Unlike some people. Okay, what am I looking for? RTBAA. That one. Hopefully everything is going to be fine. If it's not, I'm going to be mad. Good thing we're in no rush, because I'm still pretty bad at sketching out backgrounds, and it takes me a second. Yeah, backgrounds, there's a lot of artists that I have worked with in the past that say backgrounds are like their worst enemy. And honestly, I think that we should have like little meetups just to what's the word? Just to talk about things. Because one thing that I found that helps a lot in previous projects, I've talked with like the artist while they're drawing, and if there's something in there that doesn't fit, then I can just tell them, hey, don't do that. Because there are certain ways I do want to portray these scenes. Recap. I've never done backgrounds, but I need to conquer it somehow. This gives me an excuse. Yeah, backgrounds are always tricky. You had which scenes? You had the ones... Ah, jeez. I'd have to look. You're clear at the bottom. Oh, I'm in the wrong chapter. Whoopsie. That'd be this one. I think you had all like the bloody scenes. E-I through K, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of detail in those. But the kitchen doesn't have to be anything... Ow. Doesn't have to be anything special. It's just a kitchen. Well, depending on how Azura gets, you know, within next week, she may... I want to paint a room red. Well, trust me, part 3 will have plenty of those kinds of scenes. Like, this one focuses less on the family and more on the past. Like, how we got to the point we are at in part 1. That's basically, yeah. That's where this goes. This is going to explain the whole, like, deeper part of why Flora is as affected as she is. But yeah, Azzy, if you need a week at most, then I will keep your name on the part, and I will allow you that time. Just let me know. Don't stay silent. Let me know if you think you can still handle it, or if you need more time. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a Halloween thing, because it's not really fitting for the part, if you get what I mean. Like, part 1 had all sorts of freaking horror and bloody and disgusting and disturbing stuff going on. I appreciate you approaching your stories in a non-fishy. Oh, no, thank you. Yeah, that's not gonna happen in my stories. Like, the first time I ever did that was the first Bittersweet Apple Acres, and it was done in a way where even I was uncomfortable. But it's put as not a fetish, but more as a torture. So, yeah. Ugh. But, yeah. It's disgusting. I do not agree with it at all. I never would. And it's just disgusting in my eyes. But but I stated, this story is not light in any way whatsoever. It is absolutely dark and fucked up, as most of my shit is. But yeah, don't think of me as like your boss. Think of me as a friend. Because I don't like people to be intimidated by me. The only time you have to be intimidated by me is if we're enemies. That's the only time. Other than that, I'm just your director. I'm just the guy who is telling you what to do. That's it. Dr. Redcross is gonna die horribly, isn't he? No. No. How I'm going to really end this is still kind of in pieces in my head. I know the basis of it, but I don't know what exactly is going to happen just yet. But I do have the entire, like, sequence for sequence how it's going to go. What are you referring to, Thomas? Did I miss something? I know that anyway, Sparrow. Okay. By the way, Thomas is the guy who, if you are a fan of my older content, he plays the doctor character in Creation, Welcome to the Family, and he's been Big Mac in quite a few of my fics. I want to say there was one more though. Oh, well, yeah, you've been friends with me for years, but when new people come onto projects, they always seem so intimidated by me, and I'm like, what is intimidating about me? My voice? My number? You know, it's like what Webkick told me once. Webkick told me that subscribers are just a number. They are not it's nothing like except a number. So you don't want to, you know, look at it as like something that defines somebody. It's just a number. People like me, so they subscribe. Sketch out 1B real quick. Idea is in the chat. Oh, you're talking in Discord. Hang on. Okay, Blackhorn looks fine. Yeah, I'm sorry about that little error, but as I was doing the narration, I'm like, shit, I need to, whoopsie. Ah, well. Why is Flora so damn cute? I'm looking at the sketch. That looks fine. That looks really good, dude. Alright, scary stories, so obviously you're no. Cause she is cute. She's adorable. I got slightly intimidated because of your tone in that vid calling for VAs. Obviously watching the stream broke that. That's because I'm reading a script. That's basically me kind of reading in my narration voice, and for some reason people think my narration voice is intimidating. What is intimidating about my voice? That it's deep, or that I read scary shit so I'm scary? I mean, I don't understand what's so intimidating. I'm just a guy. Like, Thomas, like everybody who is a man in this chat, I'm just a guy. I'm just a human being. There is nothing to be scared of. Just talk to me normal, like a friend, and everything will be cool. Scary pony man. Oh god. If you guys want to vibe, we can take this into like the Discord server. Why can I not think today? Do I have a chat room? I should. Okay, I do have a voice channel because I want to get off because we're pretty much done. So yeah, not much left to do here. So if you guys want, we can chat in the group if you want. So I'll join in just a minute, and hopefully it sounds fine. God, I love this channel though. Lol, very fun to be part of. I'm glad. But yeah, I'm in a way better mood than I was the last time. Just goes to show, if you tend to overwork yourself, it can affect you very nastily. I don't like my voice. Dude. It'll be fine. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all got dirty minds over here. But yeah, I'm going to get off now. How long did that take me? About almost 2 hours. So, I'll see y'all in the chat if you want to chat. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Which are my project server.